Back to follow-up segment tonight. After the incidents at Ferguson and Staten Island, some pundits are accusing the police of hunting down black people with intent to kill. Well, there's a new study that may shed some light on that accusation. Joining us now from St. Louis, Dr. David Klinger, professor of criminology at the University of Missouri and author of the book, Into the Kill Zone, A Cop's Eye View of Deadly Force. Dr. Klinger is a former police officer. So, Doctor, what did you find out about American police shooting down black people?
Well, the study that you refer to is a study that was done in a lab in Washington State University. And to make a very long story short, we had a bunch of volunteers, including police officers, citizens, and military people, who went into what we call an immersive environment, where they looked at scenarios being played out. And it turns out that the participants were slower to shoot when a black suspect who was portrayed on a screen presented a deadly threat as compared to white and Hispanic suspects.
And did they say why they were slower to shoot?
They didn't say. That wasn't part of the study. They weren't debriefed. But the working hypothesis is that perhaps what's going on is that people are very attuned to the fact of concerns about racial bias and concerns about being viewed as prejudiced if they reacted too quickly to a threat from a black suspect. And so they waited to make sure that there was, in fact, a gun as opposed to a wallet or a cell phone before they fired.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, you had to press a button to fire in the simulation that these volunteers were put into. And it was across the board that if you were Caucasian or Asian, you were more likely to be buttoned than if you were black. Okay. So now in your research.
What we did.
Go ahead.
Right. Well, what we did in our study, it wasn't just a button-pushing thing. It was a situation where the research subjects had a real gun that was modified to fire laser impulses. And so consequently, it wasn't the button-pushing experiments that other people have done. This was truly a shoot, don't shoot, as opposed to push this button or push that button. I think that's an important thing for your viewers to understand.
Okay. As a former police officer yourself, you researched the book, Into the Kill Zone, and you've talked to a lot of people. The message is out there that, you know, some feel the American police actually have it in for African Americans in a very violent way. Do you believe that?
I didn't find that. I've interviewed over 300 police officers around the country in a variety of settings, but 300 in federally funded research. And there's really two things your viewers need to understand. Number one is police officers don't want to shoot anybody. The great untold story about American police officers' use of deadly force is the vast majority of situations where they have lawful warrant to shoot, they hold their fire. And then in particular, when it comes to shooting at black citizens, officers, many of them have told me that they really didn't want to shoot because they understand that there will be a more robust critique, could be accused of racism, so on and so forth.
So that the contention that American police are hunting down black people to kill them is not true, in your opinion?
It's not supported by the research that I've done. It's not supported by any other research that any other scholar has done either.
All right. Doctor, we appreciate it. Thank you.